All right, guys, there it is. There is Clifford's engine with the powder-coated parts. Today, fingers crossed, all things go to plan, is fire up day of the new, freshly forged, all built, 1,000+ horsepower capable aluminum block 5.3 in my turbo 4-wheel drive with the radials on all 4 corners. Turbo truck named Clifford. That was my great-grandpa's, that now I do dumb stuff with. I mean, and just how fitting is it that a Diggin' Z71 video where we're getting back to racing, hopefully, fingers crossed, coincidentally starts raining. I feel like every freaking video that we do has been rain, 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 rain. Lately, that's not been the case. Lately, we've been blessed with some good weather, but of course today, on potential startup day, we're gonna try these things. You never know what you're gonna get on the first startup, especially on a rewire, all that, blah, 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 blah. Whew, a lot of stuff catching up to do. But yes, we're gonna try to do our first startup today. All things go into plan. If you need a recap on everything that we've done, you'll remember that we have been doing a very intense rewire of Clifford, which most of which is done. And then also, yes, look at here, we added a subwoofer and amp. They're just sitting there chilling. Last night we had everything that we needed to start the truck up except for an oil filter and stuff, because as you can tell, we've been out here grinding. Well, I know that I didn't film any of this stuff going in, but there's bits and pieces of it on my Instagram, so absolutely check that stuff out. But there it is, engine's in, motor's in. We have been out here grinding, and when I say we, I mean like me and the mouse in my pocket. I just been busting tail by myself out here. But yeah, so there's lots of videos that I already have on the channel about the wiring that we've done, some of the changes that we've made, and I have done 0 testing of it. So when we turn the key on today, when we hook the battery up for the first time today, we're gonna have to run through a wiring ops check on that too, and then we can get to this fire up. So hey, let's dive in, make sure the wiring's good, and go from there. All right, so everything visually speaking inside the cab, inside all the wiring changes that we've made, looks good. It looks fine, it looks like it's ready to go. I got a little bit of tidying to do, but nothing big deal. So assuming we hook this on and there's no fire, we're good to go, right? So let's hope for no fires, right? We're gonna hook the hot wire up here. It looks good under here, nothing's sparking, nothing's trying to weld itself. Let's take a look in the cab. Okay, nothing's burning in here. I don't know, boys and girls, maybe we're onto something here. Let's flip the key and see what that does. So the main thing that we do when we flip this key is we're looking for the ECU lights to come on. It's just kind of chilling there for the moment. The sub, the amp, and all this stuff is going to get kind of laid out exactly where I want it. When all the seats go back in, it's hard to plan where those go, and I don't really know where some of the brackets and stuff run, how much space I have under there. But anyway, let's dive in. Let's turn this key on. Let's see what happens. Okay. Oh, ECU's got power. So we've got some switched powers going correctly. Okay. So I think the next thing to do is fill this thing up with some oil, and maybe it's startup time, right? So if you guys know me, you know that I'm bit of a nerd. I like to kind of know the hows and the whys, you know, the ins and outs of things before I just arbitrarily do them. And so the other day I had made a post about oil, asking, you know, what's everyone's favorite oil these days? Which ones are doing well? Which ones are doing bad? Which ones maybe used to be good and kind of suck now? Whatever, you know. And I bet you could imagine that post went about as well as you'd imagine. It was, one person says oil X, Y, and Z is terrible. The other one says oil A, B, and C is great, but it was the exact opposite of what each other said. So it was not a very informative post until our buddies at Hot Shot Secrets came around and told us all about their R-Series stuff. This stuff is big in the diesel world. I know that my buddy Ryan Milliken with his X275 billet Cummins Nova making like 2,500 horsepower plus. What? I don't even know how much. I'd be lying if I told you. But anyway, his Cummins uses this. This is what he does in it, and the motor has failed a couple of times. The turbos have failed a couple of times, but what has never failed ever is a bearing. What has never ever failed is a oiled surface. So combined with Ryan's use of this, we got another buddy, an X275 with a mod motor car, runs the same exact stuff. The proof is in the pudding of people that I distinctly know, as well as the stuff that Kyle Fisher, the head man, the owner, whatever you want to call him, of Hot Shot Secret. Kyle basically hit us up and said, hey, look, dude, this is why ours is so good. This is everything you need to know about it. This is good stuff, and here's why. And so being the nerd that I am and appreciative of not only the results that he has, but also the information that he has behind why his stuff is so good, it was only natural that that's what we swung by and picked up a little R series, a little R5, 20W50 racing oil. Top this thing off a little over 6 quarts, closer to 7. And maybe this thing will maintain pressure for a long time. No oiling problems, you know, a little better than the cheap stuff we used to run, because I used to kind of pick oil based on what was on sale. Now that we've got a little bit more motor here and a little bit more invested into it, I figured I would turn around and invest a little bit more into it. Definitely worth it in my opinion if it's you know, gonna keep this thing alive, because good oil's not cheap, but it's cheaper than motors. You guys ready? All right, guys, so here we go. This is it. It's gonna be the true first startup of this thing. Just remember, all this stuff in here is temporary. But as you can tell, everything does come on with the key, the new Holly dash, our little panel that we made for it. But here's the important part for today is oil pressure. That's what we're worried about. I'm not too concerned about the engine actually starting and running, because nothing really changed about the combination. It's still the same cam, heads, you know, intake, exhaust, yada yada yada, injectors, all that stuff's the same. But this oil pressure, that's what we're worried about. So anyway, keys on, everything's going, nothing's on fire, GoPro is rolling, and here we go, first startup. Let's see what we can do. Let's watch this oil pressure right here. Come on. Oh, whoa, 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 look at there. First turn of the key, 70 pounds. Holy cow. Oh, baby. Oh, my goodness. Purring like a kitten, baby. Let's give her a little womp womp one time. All right, guys, I am beyond pumped. I told you, I knew it. I knew this thing would start up. I knew it would run. And as you can see, it made like 60 something pounds of oil pressure. So we may have to go a little thinner on the oil. The motor engine builder told us to start out with something a little heavier than what we had been using. But obviously 65 at idles, you know, that's up there. That's pretty spicy to start off with. So we'll probably put that in there. LSs don't really need a break-in, but we'll probably drive around on that a little bit, monitor the pressures and see what happens, and then make the ultimate decision from there. But anyway, let's start it up again. I don't have any water in it, so I gotta, you know, just kind of take it easy here and there, back and forth. But let's start this thing up again. The battery's a little weak, so it may be struggling here, but let's go with it. Like a kitten, baby. I'm turning. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Girl. Golly, Clifford, he's back, baby, he's back. Not to convey to you guys enough how pumped I am, how excited I am. This has been a long 7-month coming, and all I have left to do is some little bitty knickknacks and wiring, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and this bad boy right here will be back in business. I don't really know when our first race is going to be scheduled for, but it's going to be quick. We want to get this thing rolling, but more importantly, we want to get this thing right. So I think one of the first things we're going to do with Clifford is we're going to take it over to Jordan, wherever he lives, over in Louisiana. It's about 4 or 5 hours away. And we are going to really go through this thing tune-up wise, front to back. We're going to make changes. We're going to read plugs. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. We're going to have Clifford right, so that way when he hits the track, we're no more second guessing. No more this, no more that. It is hit the ground running. We are ready to race. We are ready to kick some ass. But that is going to do it for today. I'm digging Z71. Thanks for watching. Clifford starts up. Keep digging. We'll see you next time.